Whoa, 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 whoa. Barbells are not optimal. They're out, okay? They limit your range of motion and they fix your wrists in an unnatural position, which wreaks havoc throughout your whole body. No dumbbells. Dumbbells are too unstable. They're not optimal. Cables are also too unstable and they only work one part of the strength curve. Machines are body type dependent and no matter how hard they try, they don't match the strength curve. Are you serious? Body weight? It's too light. That's never going to stimulate growth. You need to know something about hypertrophy training. Stability is the most important thing, right? You cannot fire a cannon out of a canoe. If the muscles sense any instability, they won't fire optimally. So then machines are the most stable, so they'd be the best type of resistance, right? But I thought you said machines aren't always optimal. You're actually not allowed to question me until you have these guns. Now, while we're on the topic of machines, whenever you do any upper body pressing movement, it needs to be converging. They need to be at an angle this way. And whenever you do a pulling exercise, it needs to be diverging. That leads to better hypertrophy outcomes. That's actually very interesting. Is there any research on this or is that just theory? Yeah, I'm actually glad you asked. There's definitely evidence. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. All right, another thing about hypertrophy training, when you're doing pressing movements, you never want to lock out. You always keep the tension on the intended muscle. You don't want to shift the tension away to the triceps, so just keep it right in here. Never go too deep. You never want to use a completely full range of motion. That's recipe for disaster, you know? You go too deep, you're gonna get hurt. Okay, so don't lock out, don't go too deep, so just mid-range pulses then? Let's just move on. All right, in the research, stretch position exercises are always superior, all right? You never have to do an exercise that's hard in the contracted position. Always just do exercises that are hard in the stretch. Okay, got it. So that eliminates lateral raises, seated rows, hip thrusts, and lying leg curls. Why are those exercises popular then? Because people are idiots. They don't understand biomechanics is like me. Okay, now with pec training, you always want to be like an arrow, not out like a T, okay? This fully stretches the pecs. This does not. That's weird. I feel more tension here than here. What you feel is a lie. Now with lat training, you don't want to go overhead like this. That doesn't stretch your lats. You really want to go at an angle like this, okay? This is what fully stretches your lats. That's weird. I don't feel more stretch this way than this way. Then your body is stupid. Riddle me this, it's 2022 and you're still doing bent over rows. All you're doing is training your erectors and your hamstrings. Your chest has to be supported. Otherwise, you're not working your lats at all. You're only training erectors and hammies. Oh, stop right there. You never do narrow grip seated rows, all right? You need wide grip to maximize retraction, okay? You can't maximize scapular retraction here. You gotta be here. I mean, I get your point, but I feel it more with a narrow grip. I don't like wide grip. And also, aren't seated rows just like bent over rows? Like, didn't you say my chest has to be supported? Now, don't go getting cute with me, little boy. You wanna learn something or not? Chin-ups and pull-downs are out. They don't work your lats. Wait, what? Riddle me this. The year is 2022, and this joker here is still doing military press. All right, look, military's out. Look, there's no moment arm. Look, when you do a front raise, look at that moment arm. When you do military press, there's no moment arm, therefore it doesn't work the delts. Follow the fibers. They will never lead you astray, okay? Don't do front raises, right? Follow the fibers. You need to go cross body like this. So like if I put my hand right here and I do that motion versus this motion versus this motion, I feel this overhead pressing motion a lot more right here in the front delt. So you're saying it doesn't work at all? I mean, I don't know how else to say this. Follow the fucking fibers. When training the rear delts, you never want a straight arm. You always want to bend the arm and do basically a rear delt row. This increases range of motion. I don't feel more range of motion. I mean, your body is idiotic. That's already been established. Are you serious? It's 2022 and you're still doing front squats? Front squats do not train your legs at all. They're only limited by your upper body strength and core strength. In fact, every type of squat, why would you train your legs by putting something here when this is gonna be the limiting factor, all right? You wanna train your legs properly, you want big quads, your back has to be supported. So only leg presses and hack squats. When you train your hamstrings with knee flexion exercises, you always want to be in posterior pelvic tilt. If you anterior pelvic tilt, that's an energy leak. You're not doing it right. I thought you said length and range of motion are important, so wouldn't anterior pelvic tilt lengthen the hamstrings, leading to a greater effect? You pompous little prick. Deadlifts, more like dead exercise, all right? Deadlifts are the most overrated movement. Sure, they work a lot of muscle, but they don't maximally hit any muscle. You really want to work the hamstrings. Get on the 45-degree hyper for more stability and a greater stretch. When training glutes, you never go full hip thrust, okay? You just do pulses, just the top half. Okay, so I think I understand. So range of motion and stretch are always important except with the hip thrust. With every single other exercise, you want to go deep and get full range, just not with the hip thrust. Bingo! Now you're getting it, son. Now, for hypertrophy training, second only to stability is path of motion, all right? Where is the muscle shortest? Where is the muscle longest? Connect those 2 points, and now we're talking. So using this concept, this would be one of the most lengthened positions for the glutes, and then this would be one of the most shortened positions. So then using this path of motion concept, this would be the most optimal glute exercise. So I could just do this and I don't have to do squats or hip thrusts anymore. Also, to maximize range of motion, then every bilateral glute exercise we should knee valgus because that increases the stretch, and every unilateral we should curtsy. That's correct? I mean, obviously, yeah. Let's just move on, okay? Let's move on. The biceps have the greatest moment, the greatest leverage at 90 degrees. When you go too low or too high, the moment arm drastically reduces. So just don't even go there. Just stay right in here. So you're saying if a muscle has a poor moment arm in the stretch, then we shouldn't go deep into the stretch, but doesn't that contradict everything you've been saying? I said moment arm. I don't have the time or the energy to explain it to you. Google it. Moment arm. Don't get me wrong, bro. I've appreciated this experience because I value people's opinions, right? I like hearing different perspectives on things, but to be honest, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You need to learn the difference between opinion and fact, all right? Perfectly fine stating your opinion, just don't be a dick and quit posing things as factual when you don't have evidence for it. It's true. I'm a TikTok optimal biomechanics bro. Please don't tell anyone, you'll ruin me. Please keep it secret. And another thing, do different types of rows, do different types of presses, do different types of squats. Variety is the spice of life.